All right, y'all. It's your boy, Sir Uber, a.k.a. Twiz, and I'm here once again with Griff. What's up, man?
How's everybody doing today?
All right, today the topic's going to be Heroes of the Storm versus League of Legends. Which one is better for casuals? Griff, what do you think?
I think Heroes of the Storm is better for casuals and new players. It's got less than half the number of characters, and you don't have to worry about itemization.
See, here's where I'm going to go against the grain a little bit. I understand everything Griff said is perfectly logical, and really, I'm sure most people by default will agree with that. But actually, I think League of Legends is better for casuals. And why is that? Because I'm not talking from the point of view as in ease of learning. I'm talking about casuals and somebody who doesn't invest every day, every night, or playing hardcore. Yes, Heroes of the Storm is much easier to learn up front, but I'm talking about the long game for casuals.
That's a good point, but I still think it'd be Heroes of the Storm because of the itemization. And when it comes to updates and on your characters and things like that. So in League of Legends, you'll have to constantly keep up with what the best item build is for your character. Like with Garen, do you want to go damage or tank, stuff like that. Whereas with Heroes of the Storm, you don't have to keep up with as many changes, so that'd be easier on a casual gamer.
Once again, very good points. Okay, so I'll give you that on itemization. Hands down, I really do believe that Heroes of the Storm revolutionized how we do items, or at least customization as far as MOBAs. So I will give you points on that one. What I'm mostly referring to is how you play the game. When casuals play the game, they just sit down, they want to play a game. Half the time, they're probably not even playing with their friends. They don't keep up with the meta. They're probably not on voice chat with anyone because, like I said, they're not playing with their friends. So they just want to just get in there and play the game. The problem is, or a problem I have with Heroes of the Storm, is that it takes more team focus than League to play. Both games are team games, I'm not denying that. But it's so much easier to win in Heroes as a team. Whereas in League, you have the option to win as an individual because you don't have team levels. How do you feel about that?
Good points, but also, whereas you do require more team play in Heroes of the Storm, it's also better for the casual gamer because it's a lot harder to die, so you have more time to learn from and correct mistakes that you may or may not make.
But see, that's a double-edged sword. If it's harder for the casual player, then it's also harder for the hardcore player to die. So in League, for example, there's certain characters and certain conditions. If you just take one step out of place, you can capitalize on it. As a casual, keep in mind, casual, not noob. If you see somebody step out of place, you can jump on them, or you can take an action on your own and actually turn the tides in favor of your team. In Heroes of the Storm, everyone, even the squishy characters, are actually tanky. They can make a handful of mistakes and they still won't die. The only way to actually do anything in Heroes of the Storm is in a team. And like I said, you're probably not going to be communicating with your team like the hardcore will.
Maybe, but the heroes from Heroes of the Storm, the squishy ones, are only tanky when you compare them to heroes from, or champions from League of Legends. Compared to the actual tanks from Heroes of the Storm, they are fairly squishy.
Right, but even then, we're talking about making mistakes. Like I said, in League, you can make one mistake and that can cost your team the game. That means it's true for your opponent as well. In Heroes, even though you're not tanky compared to your tanks, you can't really get as punished hard for your mistakes unless a team goes up against you, unless a team is coordinated against you. In League of Legends, it does not always require a team to outplay an individual.
So wouldn't that mean that League of Legends is more solo gamer friendly rather than casual friendly?
I think it is also more solo gamer friendly, but I'm coming from the fact that if you're playing casually just whenever you feel like, you're probably not on a group schedule with your friends. You're probably just playing here and there, testing out the new updates whenever you want. It is very possible that a casual gamer will get on Skype or voice chat with somebody else, but I think it's less likely than the hardcore.
Right, but especially when you're talking about somebody being like casual or solo playing, they also, the creators of these games have also put in matchmaking. Whereas if you're queuing up with several people or even a whole team, you're more likely to get matched against people that are queuing up with a whole team. Whereas if you're going solo by yourself and you get a team of lots of people that are by themselves, you're more likely to get matched against another team that's all individuals by themselves. So that kind of balances it out, don't you think?
Assuming as a casual, you don't mind the meta of Heroes of the Storm where everything has to be a big team fight, how you have to always be at the objective. You can only split push at certain times. Assuming as a casual, you don't mind that meta, then I do agree with you. It does balance it out. But part of being a casual is just wanting to log on and play the game your way. If you feel like split pushing is a better idea, you can do that. If somebody comes to try to one-on-one you or 2v1 you, if you're good enough, just because you're a casual now doesn't mean you're not good. If you're good enough, you can turn things around. In Heroes of the Storm, you have to fall into the meta. You have to fight as a team. And as a casual, I just don't want to do that all the time. I know that sounds silly, but in League of Legends, sometimes it's an option. They have split pushing characters. They have characters that can juke. They have characters that can outplay. Sometimes it's wise let your team fight 4 versus 5 while you take a couple towers bottom lane. That is an option. Heroes of the Storm is not.
True, but also in Heroes of the Storm, early on, it is possible to split push, and your team does gain an advantage by that when you're soaking XP in other lanes, where the other team is only getting the XP in the one lane that they're at.
In Heroes of the Storm, the soaking is really only important at the beginning and maybe mid part of the game. Near the end of the game, you always have to be ready for that team fight, or you need to always be able to get there. Really what I'm getting at overall, because I'm talking about casuals, and keep in mind, it sounds more like you're talking about ease of play. I'm just talking about somebody who wants to just get in there and play on their own. Moment to moment, League of Legends has more opportunities for you to play the way you want. Yes, both games have a meta, and the meta is there for a reason, but you have more opportunities to do things your way in League of Legends. In Heroes of the Storm, you only make significant impact on the game if it's team-oriented, and there are exceptions, such as, fucking bullshit-ass Sergeant Hammer, they're just saying.
Also, with League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm, if you're playing casual or solo, you don't really need some sort of team speak like Ventrilo or Skype, because you've got pinging. You can tell people to attack and retreat, and that's, even without talking about messaging people by typing on the keyboard. But as far as bullshit Sergeant Hammer, well, that's something else you have to get used to. If you don't want to be cursed out constantly, you probably don't want to play MOBAs.
And there you go. I think we're in full agreement on that one. If you're not ready to have somebody talking about sticking something up your mom's you-know-what, maybe you don't need to be playing MOBAs.
I'm Griff.
This is Sir Uber, a.k.a. Twiz, and we're out of here.
Please like and subscribe, and if you have an idea for us to talk about, leave it in the comments below.
Bitches.